John Fox. But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook. What are we talking about? Practice? We're talking about practice, man.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
You're listening to Rochester, Indiana's #1 podcast, Tan and Jim
Clinic. It's a great family-owned dental clinic that offers laser whitening and dentistry along with braces, implants, and your typical teeth cleaning. Go see Dr. Bill Fraunfelder or Dr. DJ Fraunfelder today for all your dental needs. Like them on Facebook and check out their website, www.stateoftheartsmile.com. What is going on at Muntdog 16?
It is a cold April 16th.
Just a little snow outside.
It's too cold.
Just canceling a few more ball games.
It's ridiculous. I hate April weather.
I stand by my tweet.
Your tweet was like, I have never disagreed with somebody's opinion so much it made me want to fight said person.
That's all right.
But when I saw that tweet, I wanted to knock your lights out.
You know what's nice? I got a few retweets on it.
People are stupid, man.
Now you're just calling out local coaches, so I hope.
I don't care. I do not care.
All right. Did you bring some Birdie Bogey with you through this cold weather?
The J-Man did bring some Birdie Bogey with him.
All right.
The question. So, yesterday, LeBron James lost to the Indiana Pacers. It was LeBron's first.
Got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
He didn't just lose.
First-round playoff loss since 2012. What team did he lose
I know
to?
this. I watched the whole game yesterday, and they did this. Give me a birdie right now, but I'll wait till the end of the show.
No, do it right now. Just get it out of the way.
The New York Knicks.
The New York Knickerbockers.
New York Knicks.
It makes me mad, man.
Birdie. Can't stop me anymore, man.
Can't stop you. Well,
Can't stop me.
He found my main source of trivia,
I
and
did.
so I was trying to
Make you work for it now.
Yeah.
Make it work for your paycheck.
Yeah.
Too bad you're not getting paid.
Yeah, start paying me more money, and you'll see some harder questions.
All right. $1 raise.
I'll take it.
But speaking of the Indiana Pacers, we're going to talk some NBA playoffs. Right now, got to talk Pacers. I'm wearing a Pacers sweatshirt. I almost wore Avs stuff since the Avs are playing Game 3 tonight. But when the Pacers knock off King James and the Cavs, got to wear something Pacers.
Yeah, I'm going to pretend that I watched any basketball this weekend.
I watched a lot of NBA this weekend, way more than I had the whole season. Finally got to watch the Pacers for a full game yesterday since they're never on TV up here. Yeah, they just killed the Cavs, 98-80.
Yeah.
It's
impressive.
They got on from start to finish. I got a little nervous in the third quarter. The Cavs got it down to 7 points at one time after being down, I think it was 23. If not 23, it's 21. They got cleared down to 7. I thought, here we go again. Pacers are going to collapse when LeBron flexes his muscles because they've done that so many times in the past with their past teams. This team just feels a little different. They play a little harder, and they got a star in Victor Oladipo who has nuts. Who is clutch,
That's nuts.
who makes shots, something Paul George could never do.
He has nuts.
You know, Paul George had a commercial about making a big shot, but he only made one big shot in his Pacers career. Vic's already made a handful. Flexed his muscles yesterday and poured in 32 points.
You just love yourself. Always have loved Victor Oladipo. Just throughout his college career, you absolutely adored him.
Like I've told many people over the last day, the only IU guy I root for. Only one.
You don't root for, like, DJ White? You don't root for him anymore?
Nope, never did.
Will Sheehy? I
loved him.
I know how much you
poster
loved
of him on my ceiling in my room.
Yeah, Will Sheehy.
Yeah. Jeez. But no, Vic's took what it means to be a Pacer. You know, he's took that to heart. He's playing for the city. This whole team's playing for the city, really. And, Miles Turner had 16.8 rebounds. They need that effort out of him. Bogdanovich, he had 15.6 boards. Thought he did a great job on defense against LeBron. LeBron still had a triple-double, but it was one of the weakest triple-doubles I've ever seen. 24 points, 10 rebounds, 12 assists. But the Pacers aren't a very good rebounding team. And Kevin Love had 17 rebounds. But, if you look at the way these teams shot, Cleveland only shot 38%. They were 8 for 34 in three-point range.
They shot
8 for 34. Pacers were 11 for 28, and Pacers shot 46%. Both teams only shot 60% from the free throw line. But you look at turnovers, Pacers had 11 turnovers, Cleveland had 16. So the Pacers got after it on defense. LeBron was 7 for 17 yesterday, 0 for 4 3-point range, 10 for 14 from the line. He doesn't look interested out there.
Yeah, I don't know why that was, because maybe it's just because of the team he's playing on this year. Because really, I mean, this Pacer team's a lot different than years past. This Cavs team's a lot different. This isn't your grandma's LeBron.
No, it's it reminds me of the 2007 team he led to the finals that lost to the Spurs. But this isn't your typical Pacer team. This was a team that it wasn't supposed to win 40 games, let alone almost 50. They weren't supposed to be in the playoffs. And they're in the playoffs, and they just smoked King James by 18 at his own home court. And I think it's made this series interesting already.
Think so?
Mm-hmm.
You were picking Cavs in 6.
We haven't done our predictions yet, though.
To begin with.
I was before the game yesterday.
So you think – I mean, we're going to do our predictions. Yeah. So you think winning game 1 changes your whole perspective?
A little bit. Just – I think
always stealing one on the road early.
It's huge.
It's huge.
I thought Cleveland looked so bad on defense, which I know a lot of NBA teams struggle on defense, but when it comes playoff time, that's huge. And they just didn't look interested on D. I mean, none of their guys, Kevin Love didn't do anything. Korver, JR, they all stand there and just wait for LeBron to kick it to them to shoot. They don't move. And the Pacers were actually playing really pressured defense on the ball. I thought even Corey Joseph was huge off the bench yesterday. Guys like him and Darren Carlson, just everybody was stepping up. Everybody knew their role. Everybody did their job. Lance helped with 13 points off the bench. And even though he had an idiotic technical foul against LeBron, he got in LeBron's head a little bit at times. I mean, LeBron.
He's gotten in his head his whole career.
LeBron's got nudged twice and act like he was shot. I mean, he is getting so whiny. The longer his career has gone on, the worse he's got with the antics. I mean, even LeBron fans are saying, okay, this is getting over dramatic. I've saw quite a few on social media yesterday saying, come on.
He's gotten more calls than any player in the NBA since he's come in. And then when they don't call something on the player defending him, he gets real pissy, and it's getting annoying.
And that's the only reason I thought they stayed in the game for a while was the calls he was getting. And he gets more calls than anybody in the league. And I understand he's the face of the NBA. I get that. But we did have a question regarding this game. Travis Watring, the sponsor of the J-Man's Book of Prediction Week every week, he wanted to know he thinks LeBron wants out of Cleveland. He doesn't care about this series or entire playoffs. Thoughts?
It's one game. I'm sure that competitive juice will start flowing.
He already made a statement yesterday. We're down 1-0. I've been down 3-1 in the finals before I came back and won. So
he has.
I think they'll come out firing on Wednesday. Yeah, game 2's not till Wednesday. So,
really?
Yeah, a break, and then game 3 in Indy's on Friday. It's a quick turnaround. But I look for them to come out. But will they come out too aggressive? Will they want it too much? I don't know.
I think they will.
Victor Oladipo said that Dan Gilbert's comments from the summer helped fire up the team. He said he was pretty much ripping what the Pacers got from Paul George, but he was kind of pissy that they didn't take their offer for Kevin Love.
Oh.
So, but back to Travis's question. LeBron did look disinterested at times, but I don't think it doesn't mean that he doesn't care about this series or the playoffs. Maybe they thought they could take Indiana lightly, even though Indiana beat them more times in the regular season than Cleveland beat Indiana. So I don't know why they'd be doing that in the first place. But now they got to take Indiana for real because they can't afford to go down two games to 0. As of April 16th, is LeBron a Cleveland Cavalier next year? And if not, where's he playing?
I'm going to say no, and I think the buzz of him going to Philadelphia is for real.
He took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
I have him going to Philly, joining Embiid and Simmons and
JJ Redick.
If he comes back, he's a 1-year deal.
Is he?
A $22 million 1-year deal.
He's honestly been maybe one of the top 5. We're going off topic. I'm going off topic talking about Redick. One of the probably top 5 offseason acquisitions in the NBA.
Yeah, he's fitting perfectly.
Yeah, he's just a good culture
he's been that
guy.
Veteran presence to help the young guys along. But if LeBron doesn't go to Philly and he leaves Cleveland, maybe LA.
Maybe.
I'm really hoping to get not Houston. If he goes to Houston or Golden State, I'm never watching NBA again. I will not watch the NBA again if he goes to Houston or Golden State.
You know, I said that when Kevin Durant went to Golden State, and it's almost been true. I've watched so little NBA.
Actually, honestly, I haven't watched a ton this year, but people who watch a lot of it said this year's been the best by far. And I will say this week in the playoff basketball was fun to watch. There was a lot of good games. I really was entertained watching it, but just really pumped for the Pacers. Huge win for them and for the franchise, and not just this team alone, just the franchise as a whole. LeBron's been their nemesis, and that was LeBron's first game one, round one loss, I think, of his career. I think. I'm pretty sure. So he hasn't lost much in the first round, that's for sure. So I'm like you said, it was 2012 was his last first round loss, and that was to the Knicks.
Yeah, 3 is softball this week.
Yes,
it's going to get tough next week.
That was only because of the broadcast yesterday brought it up. So if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have known it. But any thoughts on the Pacers Cleveland game 2 Wednesday night?
I think Cleveland bounces back.
I agree with you. I tend to agree with you. I hope I'm wrong. I was actually wrong in game 1. I thought the Pacers had a chance, but I never in a million years would have guessed they were going to win by 18, be up 21 after the first quarter. I mean, Cleveland only had 8 points in the first quarter. Yeah. It's unbelievable. But series overall, and then we'll go series by series.
This will be the J-Man's Bucket Prediction of the Week.
Hold it a minute. I want to book this one.
I have a 5-week bucket streak going. I'm on a little bit of a hot streak.
Yeah, you're a sponsor. Travis watching thing about putting some kind of incentive together.
You should, but I'm going to pick against the Pacers in this one. I think Cleveland wins 4 of the next 5 and wins in 6 games.
Wow, that's a pretty bold statement there. And before we do my prediction, the J-Man's Book Prediction of the Week is sponsored by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Travis watching. Here is a short message from Travis himself.
This is Travis Watring with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. I'm a multi-line agent specializing in life, home, renters, auto, business, workers' compensation, and farm insurance. Please contact me at travis.watring@infb.com or at 219-869-4561.
All right, you got the Cavs in 6. That's what I was predicting until yesterday's game. Taking the Pacers in 7.
Bold. That might be bolder than mine. I just think LeBron will him.
Want to hear any more bold prediction? I'll say right now on April 16th, and this can go back by me. The Pacers get past Cavs. They get past whoever they face next in the Eastern Conference Finals.
And that would be the
Toronto or Washington. Toronto's good, but they don't scare me as a 1.
Pacers.
I'd rather play them than Philadelphia.
Got past them. Was it 2 years ago in round 1 when it was
yes,
like the 2-7?
It went 7 games.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
About got past.
Yep.
Them.
So if the Pacers somehow get past the Cavs, they will get past either Toronto or Washington. Speaking of Toronto, Washington, give me your prediction there.
I think Toronto in 5.
I agree. Toronto in 5. Philly and Miami.
Philadelphia put a whooping on.
They're on a 17-game win streak.
Yeah,
I believe?
It's crazy. I do think they lose 1 game and it'll be in Miami this series, but I think they win in 5. They're unbelievably hot right now, and I just don't view the Heat as really that great. I mean, Spoelstra's done an unbelievable job with the talent level they have there in Miami.
I agree as well. Philly in 5.
Stop it.
I'm sorry. And then Boston, Milwaukee, which was a heck of a game yesterday, overtime game. Rozier hits a buzzer beater to take the lead, and Middleton hits a 3 with half a second left.
It was almost a half quarter.
It was a deep.
Yeah, it was really deep. I'm used to doing that with him on NBA 2K.
He's a good player.
Your nemesis.
Oh, there's a lot of my nemesis. I hate that freaking game.
I love it. I think the Ticks win in 7. I think Bucks can give him a scare. Antetokounmpo, my boy, Greek Freak. I was on that bandwagon when he was drafted way before anyone was. He fouled out yesterday with about 40 seconds left in overtime. It was kind of a cheap over-the-back type call. They probably still lose even if he stays in, but it would have been interesting to see. So I think he had an MVP-type year, and I think he's going to have to put up some big numbers, but I think they can take him to 7, but I think the Celtics will ultimately win that one.
I said it before the series. Yesterday's game did not waver my opinion. Give me the deer in 7.
I like it.
I just don't like the Celtics without Hayward and Irving.
And Kyrie.
Put Kyrie on there. I think they're a team that gets the Eastern Conference Finals. Put Hayward on there. I think they're a team who can win the whole dang thing.
Who's a guy on that roster that's going to go and score 30 for you? They're going to have.
They got nice production yesterday. 4 different guys balled out. Horford played well.
Tatum, Jason Tatum.
I'm going blank.
Rozier was great yesterday too, as was Jaylen Brown.
There you go. You named all the guys I was thinking of. They all wear green jerseys.
They have some good role type players and guys that are good starters, but they're not guys that are superstars that'll take over a game. Tatum in a few years could, and so Jaylen Brown, but I mean they're 19 and 20 years old. So
we'll flip it over to the West. Start with a late nightcap game last night. The Rockets Timberwolves.
Who won that game?
Rockets only won by 5.
Really?
High scoring game in the hundreds. Harden at 44.
Give me the Rockets at 4.
Yep, they're sweeping them. I agree.
Yeah, I think they sweep them.
Harden's too good.
He's
MVP.
You think he wins the MVP over LeBron? LeBron had a great regular season too.
I think Harden gets it.
So
he's starting to get calls that nobody else gets too. Last night he literally left both of his feet, jumped backwards, hit a 3.
He shot
travel last time I knew.
Yeah, he shot almost 700 free throws this year. It's incredible. And he makes like 90%. So
that's quite a few.
Yeah.
2-7 Golden State and San Antonio. We don't see San Antonio lose too many games like the last game 1.
No, they're not a good team right now. I mean, Kawhi is out for the playoffs. He only played 16 games this year.
Did he even play that many?
Yeah, it was right at 16. Play any. He wasn't very productive. He's kind of going through a whole Andrew Luck type season where is he healthy? Is he not? But it turns out he's not healthy. At least in his own mind, he's not healthy.
Yeah, but the whole world's against the Golden State, according to Draymond Green.
Draymond's an idiot.
I
hate him. Steph's out. I do think the Spurs get one, and it's probably going to be at home. It will be at home.
Why are we agreeing so much? This is bugging me.
Give me Golden State in 5.
I mean, I got text messages. I made these predictions on Friday, and we're agreeing on everything. I agree Golden State in 5.
Yeah.
The 3-6 Portland and New Orleans. This was the other surprise this week was New Orleans stealing game 1 out in Portland. It was a really good game.
Yeah, it was a great game. I think what was the final score? I think New Orleans won by
3. And New Orleans they barely have anybody who's okay. I'll backtrack a little bit. Rondo's played more playoff games by himself than the whole rest of their roster combined.
That's funny. And they're without.
He had 17 assists.
Yeah, 17 assists. I think he had 6 points and 8 rebounds.
He played really well. He did what he needed to do.
Yeah, that's what he does.
And they're without Bogey Cousins.
I was just about to say they're without Bogey Cousins. Anthony Davis is a top 5 player in the NBA. Drew Holiday has really had a great year. Etuan Moore is a really good role player. He defends, can hit the 3 ball.
I'm interested in this series. I like this series a lot.
I think it will go 7. But since Portland has the last home game, that place gets rocking. Give me Portland in that one.
We agree again.
But I would not be surprised to see New Orleans win that one.
No, yeah, it's. I think it goes to 7. Yeah, I like Portland as well. A lot of Purdue fans are invested in that series, but Bogey didn't play a minute the other night. But he's on the roster. I was surprised he was even dressing because Collins got some playing time.
Yeah, Collins plays quite a bit.
But they got so many big guys. I don't know. Then the 4-5 matchup, Oklahoma City and Utah. Oklahoma City took game 1. Paul George had, I think, 38 points yesterday. He had 8 threes yesterday.
I like Utah, but give me Oklahoma City in 6. Did it again.
It's kind of like you remembered my picks from the other day.
I don't remember you ever telling me your picks.
Yeah, it's kind of funny though. Westbrook and Paul George were doing everything yesterday, and once in a while Carmelo would make a shot like, I want to help. But can Carmelo finally get deep in the playoffs?
Most overrated superstar of my lifetime. Not named Reggie Miller.
Do you want to predict off the series as we did, just finals, and then when it comes time, go from there? I mean, you're going to have to remember everybody you just picked. I got the Magic.
Did we do that last week?
I think we did it last year. We have not picked finals this year yet.
Okay. Let's roll.
Well, I have the Pacers playing the Raptors. You have the Cavs and the Raptors. And I said the Pacers would beat them, so I got the Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Give me the Raptors in 7.
And then
give me the North.
We both have Philly. Well, I got Philly playing Milwaukee. You have Philly playing Boston.
Give me Philadelphia. They're on a roll. Embiid's been out. I don't know when he's going to come back.
Yeah, he's got a facial fracture, nasal fracture.
They're a good team. Ben Simmons is the real deal.
So you got Philly against Toronto.
I have the Raptors making the finals. Have they ever been to a finals?
No, they have not. No. I think they made one Eastern Conference Finals when Vince was there and lost to the Sixers, I think. I have Philly over Milwaukee. Then I have Philly over Indiana. So I have Philly making the finals.
That's crazy.
I don't like it already, but There it is.
I'd be far more scared of Toronto than I would Philadelphia.
Really? Not me. I don't know why. Well, on the flip side, the West, we have Golden State. No, geez. Houston would be playing Oklahoma City.
Houston and
that's a good second-round matchup.
6.
Yeah, I'll pick Houston as well. I won't give it a game limit, but I'll pick Houston. Then we both have Portland against Golden State with the returning stuff.
Golden State 5.
I'll take Golden State as well. So then Golden State, Houston.
Give me Houston. I like the 1 seeds this year. I just like this Houston team. Give me them in 6.
I'll take Houston. So
changing of the guard.
I got Houston. I got Houston and Philly, and you got Houston and Toronto.
Give me Houston. James Harden. You think he'll win the MVP? I do. Do also think he'll win the MVP. Chris Paul's playing really good basketball, and they just have some good pieces. Trevor Ariza and Clint Capella and Eric Gordon off the bench. So
give me Houston as well. This is Houston's year.
Yeah, it is.
Man.
The 2 teams Hakeem Olajuwon played for that I can remember. It seems like he might have played for more. Played for Toronto.
No, that's right. I forgot he even played for Toronto.
Late in his career.
He was the J-Man's bookhead answer last week.
Birdie Bogey.
Yeah. No, yeah. Birdie Bogey.
Was that last week or was it like 3
weeks
ago?
Last week. I don't know. I've been getting so many birdies lately. I've lost count.
It was last week because you got it right. 2 in a row.
I've got like 3 in a row.
2 in a row.
3.
No, because
that
the time
got
before
me
was
with
the
golf
Masters.
That's right. So, any other thoughts on the NBA playoffs? We've talked 22 minutes about the NBA. This is more than we've done all year.
Yeah, well, it's getting that time of year. There's nothing on. I don't have anything else.
I don't either. Why don't you talk some baseball? There's not too much to talk about thanks to this lovely weather we're experiencing in the Midwest. But go ahead and talk a little bit about whatever you got to talk about.
I really don't have much. It's really cold out, and the weather has been so crappy here in April. It's been by far the worst April weather I can remember. More rainouts or weather outs than really I can ever remember, as I said. Cubs so far.
More than you ever can remember?
More than I can ever remember. Yeah. It's Monday, man.
Oh, it is.
Cubs started off at home here this week, and they went 2-3 against 2 teams that are projected to finish towards the bottom of the National League. They just haven't played very well. They're kind of sleepwalking like they did last year. Starting pitching's been brutal. I think of the 14 games, they only have 6 quality starts, and then their non-quality starts, their ERA collectively is over 9 or so. John Lester kind of had an up-and-down game on Wednesday, the game they won. He gave up a 3-run homer early to Francisco Cervelli, who's a pain in the butt. But then he kind of settled down, gave up 4 runs over 5, but they hit the ball all over the ballpark. I don't really even remember what happened. I know they won something like 14-4 or 14-5 or 12-4. I don't remember the score, but they won it. Tyler Chatwood on Tuesday wasn't very good, gave up 5 runs over 5 innings. They lost that one. Then Thursday, they played during the day. Kyle Hendricks was really good. Then the bullpen came in. Justin Wilson walked 3 guys, and they gave up a couple runs, and they lost that one. Then the Braves came to town, who have been just on a roll. So have the Pirates. Both those teams came in really, really hot, and they continued it. Friday, Yu Darvish wasn't good, gave up 9 hits over 4 innings, and I think he gave up 4 runs, I want to say, but they ended up losing. Then the most improbable comeback I have ever seen watching Cubs baseball, one of the most just improbable comebacks I've ever seen watching baseball, period, happened on Saturday. And it wasn't just, coming back from 8 down, because teams do that every once in a while, not very often. But the weather they played in, it was wind chills in the 20s, and it was misting. Wind was blowing in 30 miles an hour. I mean, you see Cubs or teams in Wrigley come back with the wind blowing out, but not with the wind blowing in like that. They were down 10-2 and put up a 9 spot, or they were down 10-5 in the 8th. They were down 10-2 at one point, but kind of chipped in the lead. Chipped in the lead. Made it 10-5, and they kind of grinded out some at-bats and put up a 9 spot in the 8th inning and won that game 14-10. It was really crazy. I turned it off. I'm embarrassed to say I turned it off, and I came over here to hang out with your dog, Tanner. John Elway, your dog.
Yeah, I know who you're talking to, but I was waiting for you to tell everybody else.
And then my phone died, so I'm in the car, and I turn on the radio, and next thing, it's 10-7, and Javi Baez is up with the bases loaded and 2 outs, and he hits a bases clearing double to tie it, and then they scored some more runs, but they're not playing very well. And then, of course, Sunday, because it was so crappy out and rained all day, they were canceled. And then tonight, Monday night against the Cardinals, it was weathered out because it's so freaking cold, which I don't blame them for canceling it because
So will they play 2 tomorrow then?
they will not play 2 tomorrow. The makeup is Saturday, July 21st at 1 Eastern. So they have a night game tomorrow. Tyler Chatwood against I assume it's Adam Wainwright because he was scheduled to pitch tonight. So Cardinals are in town for 3 or for 2 now. Then they go to Colorado where they do not play very well. So they need to start winning some games. They're sitting here at 7-7, which is honestly, with how they've played, I'm feeling fairly good about it. And Anthony Rizzo, who they really need back, will be activated before Tuesday night's game against the Cardinals because that'll just help lengthen the lineup. So it's the Cubs baseball report from the J-Man.
Good recap. Good recap.
You're welcome.
And I want to be on record. I said the Cubs are going to win when they're down 10-5.
You did. You said, oh, maybe they're going to win because I think
maybe I didn't mean it wholeheartedly, but I said
Cubs had bases loaded with 2 outs or something. And,
so you're welcome.
I appreciate it. I doubted them. I had people get me on Twitter because I gave up, but I wasn't the only one that gave up. So many other people gave up.
Yeah. I'm sure more people gave up than not.
Yes. The crowd wasn't good to begin with because the weather was just trash. And by the end of the game, I think there was about 1,200 people left because they were down so big. But kudos to them for staying.
I don't have much on the Yankees, really.
Well, they got rained out about 7 times.
They did have a fight last week.
Yes, they did.
They lost 2-3 to the Red Sox, but Tyler Austin got a little skirmish, cost himself 5 games.
Yes. Is that what he was suspended?
Yeah.
The pitcher got 6 games. I
he
guess
got a standing O at the Bruins game over the weekend when they showed him on the Jumbotron.
That dude throws 100 mile an hour. He could really hurt somebody.
I think that's what made Austin mad. I think he actually hurt him.
Oh, I'm sure it did.
He threw the bat down because usually you just see him sprint. I think he was just mad, but yeah. And then even my National League team, the Rockies.
I don't even want to hear you talk about the Rockies this week because I just don't want to hear about them.
I was just going to mention they got a fight the same day as the Yankees, and it was with Nolan Arenado who got suspended 5 games.
You don't hear Arenado, or you don't hear, my Lord, you don't see Arenado.
He hardly ever shows emotion, really. Well, he's just positive emotion,
but yeah, he was really mad. I don't really know what happened before that made
something with this guy a long time ago, with the Padres in general, and went up and in.
The Padres said we're sick of them hitting our guys, so
yeah, a little NLS rivalry.
The only reason I didn't want to hear about the Rockies is because they
play. I wasn't going to mention that. I'm just saying.
I'm sure I'll show up here on Friday. And you'll have your Arenado jersey and your freaking.
I'll probably have my jersey, my Rockies hat on. I probably will,
and I'll leave before the game because I don't want to hear it.
Well, they do have a couple guys playing really well with Arenado's absence. DJ LeMahieu is actually hitting well, but they are on the road right now. he hits well on the road. I don't know, it's weird. And Chuck Blackman's killing it on the road this year. All his home runs are on the road.
He's legitimately good. LeMahieu in his career, his OPS on the road is 200 points
He's hit
lower.
Good this year. It's really weird. He had a career game.
That's a bunch of singles.
The other night, 2 home runs, 4 RBIs. It's career high RBIs for him. And then even Cargo's swinging it a lot better early on than he did last year. So they took 2 or 3 at Washington over the weekend.
Did they take 2 or 3?
They did without Arenado. So
Scherzer was unhittable on Saturday.
And they had the lead going to the 8th and screwed that one up.
Yeah.
But they won on Friday 2-1, yesterday 6-5. Mm-hmm. So they found the ways to squeak out a few close games. But the Yankees are playing today, I believe, or tonight, I think. Let me check to see what the progress is there.
It's only 6 o'clock, so game probably.
They start at 6:35 against Miami at home because Derek Jeter is not making.
Oh, right, yeah.
And Colorado's at Pittsburgh tonight at 7.
Go Rockies!
So Severino on the mound for the Yankees, and Marquez on the mound for the Rockies.
Marquez,
not.
Oh, I was thinking Jason Marquez.
I read that wrong. Sorry.
Marquez was a Rocky at one point. Is he back in the league? And I didn't know it.
Totally pronounced that wrong. So that's all of the report I got for those 2 teams. But I still want to talk a little more baseball, and we got some fan questions here, or one fan question
from our buddy Andrew Eiler, who huge Reds fan, and the Reds are just not going to win again. They are sitting here. I think they're 2-13.
They're friggin' trash.
They've lost 8 straight. Joey Votto does not have an extra base hit this year. Billy Hamilton has more homers than Votto. It just hasn't been good. And his question was, is 15 games too early to fire a manager because he wants Brian Price gone?
He's not the only Reds fan that wants Brian Price gone.
Is 15 games too early? Probably not. But at the same time, if you're going to fire him 15 games into the year, why not just fire him at the end of last year like they should have done and everyone was saying they should have done? It's kind of like in the NFL. Guy is on the extreme hot seat, but he survives a year, comes back the next year, and the owner / and GM fires the head football coach 4 games into the year like the Dolphins did with Joe Philbin and the Colts did with Chuck Pagano. Did they do that, or did he survive the whole year?
Pagano survived the whole year.
That's what I was thinking. But he ended up getting fired.
Yeah.
So why not just sever that tie and start fresh the next year? That's the thing that doesn't make any sense. But Reds don't do a whole lot that makes a ton of sense. So, but to answer his question roundabout way, it's probably not too early to fire him.
And his second one was to me for a fantasy baseball related. You want to know when Greg Bird's coming back? His rehab's going well. His original timetable was 6 to 8 weeks. They don't have a concrete, definite answer when he's going to be back, but they think it'll be shorter than that. So
I want to ask Andrew a question. Why would you draft Greg Bird? The dude's like a 204 career hitter and hit like 150 last year.
I don't know. Maybe you need a backup.
There's got to be somebody better than Greg Bird.
Yeah, I don't know.
Who is playing first right now with Austin out? And is it Neil Walker?
Yeah.
Is he playing
well,
first?
I don't know because they haven't played in the last few days.
That's a good point because the Detroit weather's been as crappy.
Glaber, they think's coming up here.
Who? Torres.
Yeah, they think he'll be coming up
I don't
soon.
know how to pronounce his first name either. I really comment.
They think he'll be coming up soon.
Wish he's coming up in a
because the guy they got up there right now is struggling. Talk about a name I can't pronounce.
Miguel Andujar.
There you go. Thank you.
So Torres is going to come up to play third then?
I think so because unless it's second, he won't replace Didi at short.
No.
But
Glaber. I don't know which one it is. He can really hit.
Yep. So, okay. And then I don't really have too much more, but I want to – Ohtani.
Yeah, he's good, man.
He's still he's something, man.
Yeah, their game got iced out yesterday.
Yeah, I was going to watch a little bit on Fox. They were playing at Kansas City.
At least 6 postponements yesterday. And yesterday it was just bad everywhere. Today it's really cold everywhere.
It's supposed to be cold tomorrow, too.
Not as cold, but still.
So there's a chance of snow here at least.
Stupid. Shohei Ohtani, he's
fun.
He's
fun.
So much fun. You love cool stories like that in baseball. I mean, Ichiro was much hyped. Hideki Matsui, Daisuke Matsuzaka.
Oh, I forgot about that guy.
And then the guy who's with the Yankees right now. I can see his face, but for some reason, what's his first name?
Miroshi? Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
I can't pronounce names today. It's bad.
For some reason, I wanted to say Hideki, but
close enough. Yeah. He played on the Yankees. We'll give it a count.
So it's fun seeing some Japanese players come in, much hyped, and this guy is living up to it so far.
It's just different than anything we've ever seen since Babe Ruth. So
it's been a while since you've had a guy that can do that. Brooks Kieschnick, I remember, he was a pitcher. He was actually a first-round pick by the Cubs back in the 90s, but he pitched and hit for the Brewers some. Rick Ankiel, he was a good pitcher and then couldn't find the strike zone, became a hitter. So, but you don't see them all at the same time.
No. Any other MLB notes you got? Anything?
I don't think I have much.
There hasn't much going on, man.
No.
Hopefully we'll have more next week. Quick, I got a little NHL talk.
I'll let you roll with that because
the Avs host their first playoff game in the last 4 years tonight. In Game 3 against Nashville, 10 o'clock. Doubt I stay up for much of that. They're down 2-0 against the 1-seeded Nashville Predators. They were tied. They were up 1-0 after the first period of Game 1, tied 2-2 going in third, then kind of just woke up and lost 5-2. Turnaround Game 2 on Saturday. They're up 1-0 again after 1. I don't recall the score. I think it was tied after 2. And then they lost 5-4. So they're being really competitive. Nathan McKinnon's playing really well. They're just struggling behind the goal. their regular starter, Varlamov. He's hurt. He got hurt the week before the season ended for the rest of the year. And their backup goalie's just kind of struggling. But really, where the Avs are killing themselves is the power play, both on offense and defense. They just can't find a way to stop Nashville. And then they can't take advantage on the power play. Josh was even over watching a little bit of the game with me the other day, and he even says kind of like when you leave runners stranded on, what'd you say? You say first and third?
First and third with nobody out if you don't score.
Just, I mean, you know, power play, you got more people out there than you got against. And one time, I don't know if it was game 1 or game 2. I think it was game 2. Colorado took advantage of Nashville. They had a double power play. It was 5 against 3 or whatever. I mean, you have to take advantage there. So I'm proud of the fight the team's showing. If they want any chance in the series at all, they have to get the game tonight. They cannot go down 3-0. I think it's going to be an unbelievable atmosphere at the Pepsi Center, a.k.a. the Can. It's the first time they've experienced playoff hockey in a while, or at least the last couple of years. Bridgestone Arena down in Nashville has been rocking. That's kind of known around the NHL as the most raucous environment. So I think the Avs fans will bring it, and I like the Avs tonight. Avs in a close one. I'll go 4-3. 4-3 tonight, Avs.
Give me the Avs in a shootout.
I'll take it. I just want to see them win one, and because I think this team's so young. They've only had 175 games of total playoff experience throughout their roster, and that's, I think, by far the least amount out of anybody, even including the Las Vegas Knights, because they're an expansion team, but they've grabbed players from other teams, and they're about ready to sweep whoever they're playing. That's incredible. What a story. They're up 3 games.
LA Kings.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, they're up 3 games.
That's what I'm here for.
So you're my hockey expert over here.
Can you name the last team to come back from a 3-0 deficit in an NHL playoff series?
Cannot. Anaheim?
The Los Angeles Kings.
Yeah.
Did it in, I want to say 14.
And they were 8 seed.
That's your actual Birdie Bogey. So you get a bogey this week.
Yeah, you can screw off. But, Avs have to have tonight. I'll be interested pretty excited to watch tonight. I was going to wear my Avs shirt, but
if you don't stay up for the whole game,
that's not true. I couldn't stay up.
Not a true fan.
Game 1, I stayed up for 2 periods and fell asleep. And that one started at 9:45, so it's very unlikely. These dang less starts.
I hate being on Eastern time for one.
Not fun. So I don't really have too much more NHL to talk about. I mean, there's a lot of good series going on, but the poor Washington Capitals found a way to lose another home game last night, and it looks like they're going to get eliminated. Ovechkin just cannot get it done in the playoffs.
He's kind of like
for such a great player, he can't get done.
Tracy McGrady of the.
Yeah, that's a good comparison. I didn't ever think I'd hear Alex Ovechkin and Tracy McGrady in the same sentence, but I like it. So, got any other news and notes? I got some.
We go on Facebook Live on is it April 26th?
Next Thursday.
Is that April 26th?
Yep, 26th, 8 o'clock. Picks 1 through 11.
Yes, unless somebody trades down. But if they do,
hopefully, even if they trade down all the teams we cover, I don't see them trading down too far past 11. But if they do,
one of the teams trade down
like a 20
to 26.
But no, while we're on the topic, I did have a question about the NFL draft here from Travis Watching again, the sponsor of the J-Man's Book of Prediction every week. Said conspiracy. Browns are very happy with Tyrod Taylor. He is starting quarterback for them regardless, which I agree. I think Tyrod will be their starter no matter if they draft a quarterback at 1 or 4. They take Barkley with first pick, Travis says. They take remaining quarterback with 4th pick because they don't care, all the same in their eyes. Just reading it word for word. Giants get Chubb at 2. Colts are screwed. Will they trade their 6th pick for more picks?
Starting off there, I think the Browns would really screw up if they don't take Barkley 1. Take Barkley 1, worry about quarterback at 4 because one of them is going to be there.
Well, but they're not going to get the quarterback they want, I don't think. If they really want one, they got to take him at 1. If they really want Darnold, they got to take him. Darnold won't be there at 4.
He won't be there at 4, but do you think he's that much better than a Rosen or a Josh Allen?
I think they like Darnold and Allen the best from what I've been reading.
I don't see – maybe do the Jets take a quarterback at 3?
Yeah, absolutely.
Giants.
Nobody knows what the Giants are going to do.
Yeah, they're a wild card.
Could be quarterback. It could be Barkley or it could be Chubb. Nobody really knows.
I saw you put something. Or shared something on Facebook. Could the Broncos be targeting Barkley at 5?
If he falls there,
no shot. Barkley falls there.
If he falls there, Broncos will.
Yeah. Definitely. But I can't imagine he gets past the Browns at 4.
No, I can't either. Unless there's some trades.
Unless they trade back.
Maybe the Bills trade up to 2 with the Giants, try to get a quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know. A lot's going to happen. The Giants are going to kind of dictate what happens out pick 2.
Yeah, they're the wild card there. You've heard so many players there. Quentin Nelson been a name that I heard. Barkley's been mentioned lately. Chubb, they like.
Okay, we'll talk more about the draft on next week's episode. But if I had to pick where I think the top 5 is right now, I think Darnold goes 1. I think Chubb goes 2. I think Mayfield goes 3.
Think so.
And then Mayfield or Allen there. I think Mayfield goes 3. And then I think Barkley goes 4. Then the Broncos either take Rosen, Nelson, or they trade back.
You don't think they'll go try to get like Minkah Fitzpatrick?
Haven't heard his name. I have heard Denzel Ward a bunch from cornerback from
He's kind of rising.
State.
Yeah, he's a big corner.
I don't know. I am so torn on what I want them to do. I'll talk more about that next week. But they are we're talking about the Broncos. They are having Baker Mayfield is in Denver tonight and tomorrow. So a 2-day visit. The only 2-day visit they did with the quarterback. I've seen some mocks have him going to Denver, but if they take a quarterback, if I'm Vance Joseph, I'm packing my bags, looking for another job because he won't be around to see that quarterback play because he can't handle the quarterback controversy very well.
Big nostrils.
And Dolphins, wow, sorry. Broncos released C.J. Anderson today, and their players reported today, so didn't shock me. I thought they were going to trade him. They had a trade with Miami at one point. It fell through. I really wish it would have stayed because I would have liked another tackle.
That would have been brutal.
Now my question to you, and I don't think they will, but does Miami show interest in him?
Oh, yeah. If they did through a trade.
Well, then I think that's where he goes.
I think they're so undervalued. If he is the starter, they just undervalue Kenyon Drake. They undervalue
also
Lamar
got
Miller.
old man Gore.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't sure if they'd get him, but
probably
I think they'll end up with him.
I do too, and I never been a big CJ fan. I think Kenyon Drake's far better.
One thing I will give CJ, he's very good in pass protection. I will admit that.
Yeah.
He had 1,000 yards around the nose last year, but that's not that great of accomplishment anymore.
No, it's 1,000 yards rushing is kind
of. But really,
like
when you look at these other guys that are making more money than him, Isaiah Crowell makes more money. He hasn't had 1,000 yards, and the guy who got paid by the Oakland from Minnesota, McKinnon.
No, Jerick McKinnon.
He's never had 1,000 yards.
Yeah.
So, but no, that's kind of a lost feat. Now you got to get like 1,200.
Well, even that. I mean, getting 1,000 yards rushing is kind of like evaluating pitchers with a win-loss record. It means nothing. So.
Yep. So yeah, I think he'll end up with the Dolphins. But I was not surprised to see I was surprised the Broncos did it this soon. I thought they might wait till after the draft. But now I think they get a running back. Is it like a Saquon at 5? It could be. If not, it could be Michelle in the second or third round.
Darius Guice could be there.
Or Penny from San Diego State. They've talked to him. They also talked to the kid from USC. His name's escaping me right now. I think his last name is Jones, maybe.
Ronald Jones.
Yeah, that sounds right. So I don't know. I'm excited. We'll have more draft talk next week. And then, of course, Facebook Live next Thursday, 8 o'clock, picks 1 through 11. We're really looking forward to that. I hope you all tune in. Any other news and notes you got? I guess Des Bryant released by the Cowboys.
Yeah, they're making such a big deal about it, but really, has Des really been that good?
No.
In like
he's
3
been
years?
hurt a lot, too. It's interesting. He's had a lot of comparisons to Demaryius Thomas because they got drafted right about the same pick in the same draft. Demaryius has had actually a better career, but Demaryius also had Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
But Des doesn't have a bad quarterback in Tony Romo by any means. Where do you think he goes?
I have no clue.
I think he takes a 1-year deal with the Baltimore Ravens.
I was thinking maybe the Ravens or Green Bay, somebody that needs a receiver.
If he does go to the Ravens, all of a sudden the Ravens have Crabtree and Dez for Flacco, and that'd be the best 2 options he's ever had. Yeah. He's never had anything. But, or he would like to, I think, stay within division so he could play Dallas twice a year, but I don't see that happening. No. I don't think – and the big rumor today, they're really not sure Gronk's going to come back.
Yeah.
And there was a rumor today it could be on trade block.
I think I'm going to book – I'm not going to book some, but bold prediction, I don't think Gronk ever plays another down in the NFL. I think he's done.
I think Bill's getting tired of guys who don't want to be there. And I'm starting to think Belichick's going to coach longer than Brady plays.
He might.
I'm starting to think he wants to prove he can win without Brady. And look for them. They're at 23. if one of these quarterbacks start falling in first, look for them to sneak up and grab one.
Yeah.
Like a Rosen. It wouldn't shock me if they got Lamar Jackson, even though I think he's the worst fit out of all potential 6 first-round quarterbacks for their system. I could definitely see Mason Rudolph going there. But I think they'll get a quarterback to groom.
Did you hear what Danny Amendola said this week? He said, he loved playing in New England, but Belichick's not easy to play for. He can be kind of an a-hole.
I think we all knew that.
And he didn't want to pay him, and he doesn't Belichick hates paying his players. So Amendola pretty much said, I had to do what was best for my family, and I need to get paid.
James Harrison retired today. Hall of Famer?
Heck no.
Okay.
Look at his numbers compared to a lot of other pass rushers that aren't in.
All right. Just throwing out there.
He was a big name because he had 1 year of 17 sacks, and he played forever.
He did play forever. Incredible workout videos that he's always posting on Instagram. So I don't have any other NFL news and notes. I have one quick college basketball note just because of regards to Purdue. It is not Isaac Haas. I'm not talking about that, so don't ask me about it. I'm not talking about it. It's with Nogel Eastern, the freshman, put his name in for the NBA draft today, but didn't hire an agent. And he was getting made fun of by a lot of national guys like Jeff Goodman and some others. I'm thinking, the kid only averaged 2.9 points per game, but if he really wants to work on his game, put your name in. Go figure out what you got to work on.
Nothing to lose.
And come back and play. I mean, I don't see why more guys don't do this. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't
think
either.
It's beneficial.
It is to see what you need to do to be a better player.
I don't get the big deal. I mean, it's laughable when you see his stats and he's a freshman and everything, but good for him. You can only do it twice without hiring an agent.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Okay. I wonder if Matt Painter kind of –
He might have because he's going to be a key piece for them next year. And Carson was happy. Carson Edwards was, so he's not the only one. So I think they'll both get good feedback, and I think they'll both be back next year. So at least I definitely hope Carson is. So, any Illinois notes? Nothing?
No.
I know Finke's still trying to decide where he wants to go.
Yeah. I don't really want to talk about him.
I know.
Mark Smith did commit to Missouri.
He did.
Could see that coming. It's kind of funny. His dad's a LeVar Ball type. He's kind of a nutcase. During the whole recruiting process last year when he was making the decision to come to Illinois, he would say, Clownzo Martin is a sleazebag. I'm never going to have my son play there. And now, it's like a family there.
Yeah.
That's my gag.
And no Birdie Bogey to wrap it up, so I got it right. Start the show.
You got the one I was going to say give you wrong. I mean, you didn't get the LA Kings.
I didn't get the Kings, but
you get a par.
You can screw off. All right, Jamie, anything else?
Nah.
If not, I'll let you wrap up episode 74.
That was the Tan and J-Man Show Experience episode. Experience. 74, is that what you said it was?
74.
Streaming on SoundCloud, iTunes, TuneIn Radio, as well as Google Play. Every Monday night, we will be doing Facebook Live next Thursday, April 26th for the NFL Draft. Hope you guys have a great week.
Where can they find us on social media?
Stay warm. And while you're staying warm, you can go on Facebook and Twitter. You can follow us on Twitter at Tan J Man Show. See, I always have a routine, and the one time I screw it up.
Like us on Facebook.
There you go.
Follow us on Twitter at Tan J Man Show. Follow us on Instagram.
We do have Instagram, yes.
More followers on there already on Twitter at the Tan J Man Show. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. Josh really screwed this up.
Thanks for taking the reins. I'm going to go to bed.
They called in the closer.
I'm going to go to bed.
With that said, everybody, thanks for listening to episode 74 of Rochester's #1 podcast, the Tan and J Man Show, sponsored by Fromfelder Dental Clinic. We'll see you next Monday and next Thursday on Facebook Live during the draft at 8 o'clock. Have a great week, everybody.